everyone, once again welcome back to the DSA with DAX series. Myself DAX Patel, and today we're gonna solve question number 412, Fizz Buzz question. Okay, so I hope you tried this question yesterday, and if you not solved yesterday, don't worry, we're gonna solve this question in today's video. This is the DSA series where we started from the absolute beginner to master DSA. Okay, and we as far as we completed around 32 days. Okay, and per day one question. Okay, and I hope you tried questions and assignments to like improve your improve your logical thinking and approach building parts. Okay, and yesterday we solved question about our happy numbers. What is happy number? Okay, now how we write an algorithm and like that. Okay, if you not watch yesterday's video, you can check out that link in I button. Okay, so now firstly I'll explain the question. Afterward we can see the examples of given, and then we'll discuss about all possible approaches. Later on we move to the code part, and at the end we can see about time and space complexity for codes. Okay, so let's start with the question explanation. So this is the question given an integers based. Okay, you are given an integers and return a string array answer. Okay, where answer of I equal to Fizz Buzz if I divisible by 3 and 5. Okay, if answer of I is equal to Fizz if I is divisible by 3 and 5, the index of the our n is like 15, 30, like that. Okay, which is divisible by 3 and 5. So you have to skip that part and write on that index Fizz Buzz. Okay, in a string. If it's only divisible by 3, like 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, so you have to write Fizz. Okay, and if it will 5, you have to write Buzz. Okay, so answer of I is equal to Fizz Buzz if I is divisible by 3 and 5. Answer of I equal to Fizz if I is divisible by 3. Answer of I equal to Buzz if I is divisible by 5. Okay, this is the basic conditions they given to you. And answer of I equal to I is a string if none of them above conditions are true. If the above conditions are not true, you have to directly return that I in your new array, and you have to return an entire array. Okay, the return a string array. Okay, array with the strings. Okay, inside it, array answer one in like indexed where. Okay, starting from the one index to the last index. Now we'll see about the examples. Example one, input equal to n equal to 3. So n equal to 3 is given an integer, so you have to write an array of n equal to 3 lengths. Okay, so first index, okay, 1, second index 2, third index you have to write Fizz. Okay, third. Okay, here this condition is applied. Okay, this one we'll see to the example 2. You have to write the 5 indexed array, 1, 2, 3 Fizz. Okay, 4 as well as for 5 Buzz. Okay, n equal to 15. Here you got something Fizz. Okay, 4 Buzz Fizz. Okay, for 6, 7, 8 as well as 9 Fizz, 10 Buzz. Okay, 11 like that, and 8, 15 Fizz Buzz combined. Okay, and each and every number and character is in the form of string. Okay, now they given you some condition. We'll see that the condition is nth length they given to you is basically between 1 to 10 to the power 4. Any of the number they given you as a length, and your code must be fit for each and every condition. Okay, so this is the question. Okay, and example. I hope you got clear about. Now we'll see all possible approaches for this. Okay, okay. So now for this question, like first we can take an answer array and write a nested if else condition, if else if else if else if, and we can use answer dot push to push our values. Okay, first we can do this part. Okay, the first approach is simple. Whatever we'll doing each and everything, push inbuilt functions, one new array, and we'll write conditions, one for loop. Like that we can solve this. Okay, this is basic approach, you know that, and you can, I know you can do by that approach. One more approach we can move with, we can use one pattern. Okay, pattern array, and we use that pattern array to return the values. Okay, Okay, again here we want one more array, but the pattern array is our pattern of that 15. And second approach is one good. You will learn about one new thing. So first we'll move to the first approach, basic approach. After that, I'll write a pattern array approach, so you understand more things and how you can try to solve question by multiple approach. So the pattern approach you should have to watch and try by yourself in different questions where it's possible. So you can clear more about that part. Okay. So let's start with the first approach. So firstly, I'll declare one answer array. Okay. So const answer equal to empty array. Okay. I am using ans for sorter. Let I is equal to 0. I is less than equal to n. But we have to move to n. That's why I am taking less than and equal to n. Okay. Now we want to take one if our I modulus 3 equal to 0 and because first we have to check for I is divisible by 3 and 5. If you check for 3, so the number which is divisible by 3 and 5, it will check it on 3. Okay, so it will wrong your answer. That's why you have to check first which is divisible by both. Okay, so I modulus 5 equal to 0. If this both is divided, answer dot push Fizz Buzz. Okay, now else if else if I modulus 3 equal to 0, answer dot push Fizz. Okay, let me fix this whole thing. Okay, now it looks fine. Else if we have to take one more condition. Okay, now else if is taken, here we have to check for divisible by, like divisible by 5 or not. Okay, answer dot push. Now we have to push Buzz. Okay, Buzz. This is our basic thing is completed. Now last thing whatever you have to do is answer dot push I. Okay, but they given you some condition here as a string, so you have to use I dot to string. Okay, you have to push I but in a string. Okay, so this part is completed. So now you just have to return it. Okay, outside for loop use the return answer. Okay, I'll quickly run this to know that each and everything is correct or not. Wait, here they showing wrong answer. We will mistaken something. Okay, at the zero index it will showing me that the one more extra indexes are started. Okay, wait here. Okay, we mistake here in conditions. Let me fix this. Okay, so the question is already said that you have to start in one index array, not zero index. So that's why we have to use I is equal to from one, not to zero. Okay, that's my mistake. Here we while checking conditions. Okay, so now we can check out that our all three test cases are passed. Okay, so this is the whole thing. Whatever we're doing here. So now I'll quickly remove that thing. Okay, remove this whole part. Okay, now we'll move to the our second approach based on pattern. Okay, it's basically const pattern approach is basically we are taken one pattern According to that pattern working here, the like sequence is whichever we will need, we take from that sequence and return it part. Okay, it's basically similar to this approach. Okay, the time and space complexity. It way and discuss about both approaches. Maybe like this will gonna same. I directly use that 15 for a pattern. Don't writing whole thing manually. Okay, so this part is now we have one pattern of 1 to 15 where to write speech, where to write budge. Okay, so now one thing we needed is here one for loop. Okay, for loop from let I is equal to 0, I is less than n. Okay, I plus plus. Now our for loop moving from whole our first index to last index. Here whatever we have to do is we have to push our values to the our new answer array. Okay, so first for push we have directly use answer dot push. In this approach we does not need multiple nested conditions. Use directly answer dot push. Okay, and now for push we have to take some initial part. Which conditions we have to put? That's why use pattern. From the taken from pattern I modulus 15. Okay, it will check for our pattern array 15 value, and according to that it will push the value. We'll submit that to know that this is correct or not. You can check out that this is correct. Okay, so I hope you got clear about the today's question and each and everything. Now we'll see about time and space complexity for that. For our first approach, okay, where we using one for loop. Okay, from the length first index to the last index, and taken as same as the our given and like an array. So and like size of n. What I'm trying to say is we have taken n is equal to number is the given as same as that length. We are taking creating one new array of that length. Okay, so our space complexity becomes order of n because we are creating as same as given n length array. Okay, and time complexity also becomes order of n because we are moving in those n indexes from 0 to n indexes. Okay, for one time. So time and space complexity becomes order of n. Okay, and for our this second approach, our time complexity is order of n remains same, but space complexity becomes order of n plus order of 1. Okay, it's basically order of n, but the this will also count in order of 1. Okay, so this is the time and space complexity for the our given two approaches. If you find any approaches which better optimized, you can tell me in comment section. Okay, and if you try to solve this question by multiple approach, so you can try. So it will increase your approach building and logical thinking. So I hope you got clear about those approaches and time complexity and space complexity for this question. Now we move to the tomorrow's question. Okay, so let I open the tomorrow's question. It's basically move zeros. 283 of our lead code question. Move zeros. Okay, from like starting to the ending of the given an integer array of nums. Move all zeros to the end of it while maintaining the relative order of the third value. Keep a string given 0103 like 0103 5. Okay, so the after the completing that code it will convert it to 1 3 5 0 and 0. Okay, the numeric value come to the first side and the zeros move to the last of that. Okay, given an integer of array of nums, move all zeros to the end of it while maintaining the relative order of the non-zero element. Okay, not that you must do this in place without making a copy of the array. Okay, so it will saying that you have to do this without making a copy of array. You does not have to make copy of array. Without making copy of array, you have to do this. Okay, the conditions they given to you is nums dot length is between 1 to 10 to the power 4 and nums of I is minus 2 to the power 31 to plus 2 to the power 31 minus 1. Okay, Could you minimize the total number of operations done? Okay, this is follow-up challenge. We will try to complete this challenge also. Okay, so I hope you got clear about this question. You have to try to complete this question. After completing this question, you have to post it on LinkedIn and Twitter. Mention me. Okay, and if you not solve, don't worry. We're gonna solve this question tomorrow. Okay, and if you not started yet DSA with the series, link in I button. You can start from the day one where I'll explain each and everything about the series, how you can start series, like what you should have to need it, how you will master DSM, what task you have to do. Just one thing, you have to stay consistent, come each and every day, okay, and try to do questions by yourself, okay, and within 30-50 days you will get to know how you can solve the question by yourself, okay. As much as things you can learn, it will help to you master DSA, like inbuilt functions, different data types, okay, set, map, like that, okay. After that, as much as operations and conditions, it again you understand like pattern array, but after that frequency array, it will help you to like think way more than thinking in multiple questions, okay. Like one question says multiple solution possible. If you learn this type of many things, so you can think about the approaches, like in if one approach you could not solve, you can go with two and approach, third approach, okay. So it you have an option, but if you learn one thing, you does not have option to solve by another, you have to do that by, okay. So that's why we are learning multiple things, different types to solve the questions. Okay. I hope you got about clear each and everything. If you find any doubts, ask me in comments and meet on tomorrow's video. Thanks for watching the video.